teaser. An ambitious young man from an ordinary neighborhood becomes one of Wall Street's biggest scammers, deceiving investors and getting rich illicit. Discover the story of Jordan Belfort, the man behind the scandal that even became a film. And the most incredible thing, people still root for him. In the 80s, Jordan Belfort made millions selling fraudulent shares and building a true fortune in the financial market. His thirst for power and wealth led him to create the notorious brokerage firm Stratton Oakmont. In Part 01, we will learn about Jordan Belfort's childhood in the modest neighborhood of Bayside, Queens, in 1962. In a working-class Jewish neighborhood where dreams were limited and ambition was contained by local standards. But from a young age, Jordan demonstrated a twinkle in his eye and an unusual determination at the SECs. Instead of spending his profits selling Italian ice cream from a Camaro or other typical teenage extravaganzas, he invested in his education and enrolled in dental school. On the first day of class, upon hearing from the dean that if they were looking for wealth, they were in the wrong place, Jordan got up without hesitation and left the place. His ambition pushed him towards greater achievements, and he knew that the path set out at that college would not take him where he wanted to go. After his brief, unsuccessful stint in the door-to-door meat business, Jordan realized his true skill lay in persuasion and sales. It was then, in a moment of insight, that he decided to enter the competitive world of Wall Street. The dynamics of the financial market fascinated him, and Jordan knew that this was the perfect opportunity to explore his special talent in convincing people to invest in his projects. With determination and dubious ethics, he quickly rose through the ranks of the financial sector, devising ambitious plans to achieve success at any cost. Part 03. Permeated by the turbulent atmosphere of Black Monday in 1987, Jordan noticed a gap in the stock market when he came across the so-called penny stocks, disdained by traditional brokers. These cheap, volatile stocks represented a unique opportunity for quick profits. With strategic vision and a convincing speech, Jordan explored the potential of these almost negligible assets to attract investors eager for significant gains. Using his innate ability to persuade and convince, Belfort mastered the art of selling these shady operations, multiplying his earnings and consolidating his reputation in the financial world as a master of seductive rhetoric. Part 04. With the founding of the Stratton Oakmont brokerage, Jordan Belfort saw the opportunity to expand his fraudulent schemes to a new level, structuring the company as a respectable but obscenely profitable shell. He recruited a team of brilliant but morally flexible operators. Joining Oakmont represented the promise of easy riches for former bartenders and local swindlers, seduced by the prospect of making million-dollar sales with dubious methods. Under Jordan's relentless leadership, the brokerage grew exponentially, feeding off rampant greed in the financial market and exploiting unprepared investors to line the pockets of the already wealthy. The seething office constantly reverberated with the frenetic energy of the phone ringing off the hook and shadowy negotiations being conducted under a cloak of questionable legality. It was the beginning of a dark era in Jordan's career, where his financial empire began to consolidate itself at the expense of other people's innocence. Part 05. With Stratton Oakmont's rise on the financial scene, Jordan Belfort and his team have honed their manipulation and fraud tactics. Now, it wasn't just about inflating the value of small companies on the stock exchange. They began to use privileged information and increasingly complex schemes to deceive unwary investors. Underneath the brokerage's facade of respectability, shady operations and illicit agreements were hidden that aimed only at quick and dishonest enrichment. Exorbitant profits were made at the expense of the betrayed trust of people who blindly placed their money in the dirty hands of these sophisticated scammers. The web of lies woven by Jordan became increasingly and the devastating consequences accumulated behind the scenes. while the superficial shine of success camouflaged the shadows of financial crimes committed with impunity. Part 06. While brokerage Stratton Oakmont publicly flaunted its achievements in the financial market, behind the scenes at the company revealed an unhealthy and disturbing environment. The use of illicit drugs became a common practice among employees who sought narcotic substances as an escape from the stress of fraud and excessive pressure for results. Parties fueled by alcohol and drugs became frequent, transforming the work environment into a chaotic scene of excess. Fights over commissions, violent disputes for power, and episodes of aggression marked the routine of employees whose loyalty was constantly tested by the culture of fear driven by Jordan Belfort. The unbridled escalation of addictions and self-behaviors was reflected in the moral deterioration of those involved, whose questionable choices shaped a dark scenario permeated by excessive greed and the insatiable search for power at any cost. As illicit profits poured into the Stratton Oakmont brokerage, Jordan Belfort and his cronies devised increasingly elaborate strategies to hide the trail of dirty money. Money laundering operations were conducted through a complex network of offshore accounts and shell companies. To distort the origin of the resources, Jordan went to the extreme of using his aunt as an agent in bank accounts in Europe. Financial escape was also sought through the subordinate Carmen, columnist responsible for moving money in Czech's frontier hotels full of xerophol, while testing true sense speech speed paranoia. After years of financial manipulation and fraud, Jordan Belfort found himself surrounded by authorities and his own disgruntled employees at his Stratton Oakmont brokerage. The thorough investigation revealed the extent of the illicit schemes carried out under his command, highlighting the shady operations carried out to deceive unsuspecting investors. As the empire built by Belfort began to crumble, the pressure of investigations escalated exponentially, revealing sordid details of the fraudulent practices perpetrated by the scammer. The siege tightened around the self-declared. After years of tireless investigations by FBI agents and the SEC, authorities have finally closed in on the Stratton Oakmont brokerage and its founder, Jordan Belfort, in a cinematic raid at dawn on a sunny morning in 1996. Federal agents raided the company's offices, ripping phones off desks, emptying drawers, and copying files from computer hard drives, while employees were interrogated amid chaos and desperate attempts to hide evidence. Agents searched every corner of the brokerage, looking for evidence of the crimes committed, documents being hastily flushed down the toilet, others trying to leave with suitcases full of shredded contracts. None of this stopped the FBI from getting exactly what they needed to bring Belfort to justice. The reign of the Wolf of Wall Street was about to come to an end. After serving part of his sentence, Jordan Belfort found himself facing a new chapter in his life, reinvention after the fall. While many expected him to disappear into the obscurity of anonymity, the former coup leader chose to make a surprising turnaround in his trajectory. He became a renowned motivational speaker, sharing his experiences and mistakes as life lessons for entrepreneurs and budding professionals. His fiery speeches about success and business ethics draw crowds eager to absorb his wit and insight. Additionally, Jordan has become a sales mentor focused on developing persuasive skills and effective business strategies. His podcast is among the most listened to on the topic, captivating an international audience eager for innovative insights into the world of sales. Away from the spotlight of the financial market, he built a platform that combines valuable teachings with a magnetic charisma, winning admirers inside and outside the business world. So, guys, what did you think of this surprising story? Do not forget to like and share the video so more people can learn about these twists and turns in the world of finance. And so we end another episode full of teachings about greed, fraud, and their consequences. Stay tuned for upcoming videos covering relevant topics about economics and business.